What seemed to be a dream just 2 years ago has become a reality. Today, no one mistakes MAKS for a man's name. Russia's International Aviation and Space Show, held every other year since 1993, has become a recognizable brand name. MAKS 2007 managed to beat its own previous records. The air show was visited by 600,000 people, security was provided by 7,000 policemen, almost 800 companies from over 40 countries brought their aerospace products to Russia, and billions of dollars worth of contracts were signed. Despite the new exhibition halls built for the numerous participants, pavilions remained at a premium. Sometimes even potential adversaries, like Iran and Israel, had to be neighbors. Russian authorities claim that this year's MAKS offered a more spectacular demo flight program than its closest competitors, Le Bourget in France and Farnborough in the UK. The extensive press coverage that MAKS received in the Russian mass media was an attempt to convince everyone that Russia's main aviation event deserves a place in the big league of international air shows. The members of the U.S. military delegation could call themselves regulars. It is the third time that the U.S. Air Force participated in the show at this one-stop secret military airfield in Zhukovsky. This year, the Americans brought to MAKS a B-52 strategic bomber, 2 F-16 Fighting Falcons, 3 F-15 multi-role fighters, a fuel plane, and a C-17 airlifter.
How are you?
Despite the latest frictions between Moscow and Washington, American pilots felt at home in Zhukovsky, enjoying the spectators' stable interest.
I think it's very important for us to be here just to improve our diplomatic relations with the Russian people. It's been great standing here talking to individual citizens and just getting a feel for how they act and what they think, and also letting them see us as well.
Russia's leading aircraft design bureaus focused on competing with one another, putting on display their latest models, like the top-of-the-line MiG-35 multi-role fighter or the Sukhoi 35 fighter. The visitors' eyes were also riveted to a Russian version of Top Gun, a demo air fight performed by Russian elite pilots flying Sukhoi 27 jets. Not so new, but no less formidable, were the Tupolev 160 and Tupolev 95 strategic bombers, known in the West as the Blackjack and the Bear. In an obvious demonstration of Russia's growing military might, the Kremlin announced right before the MAKS show that it resumed the practice of combat patrolling by strategic bombers. Our pilots have been sitting on the ground for too long. I know that they're happy now that a new life is beginning for them. Let's wish them luck. Russian aces are world famous for their piloting skills. Russian-made combat aircraft have traditionally been very marketable, but Russian civilian planes have had a bad reputation for being uncomfortable and unsafe to fly. Unable to meet international aviation standards, old Russian planes were often denied permission to fly to some European countries. But this is bound to change, Russian designers are saying. The Superjet 100, developed by the Sukhoi aircraft company, will soon replace the aging Soviet Tupolev and Ilyushin aircraft and will become a new workhorse of the Russian passenger fleet. The MAKS show was not only about what flies in the air. It was also about what brings planes down. Visitors had a chance to see the latest S-400 air defense system. Designed to engage targets at a distance of up to 250 miles, this new generation weapon can effectively shoot down both enemy planes and missiles. With its oil revenues on the rise, Russia continues to pump more and more money into the development of its military-industrial complex. This policy has already won wide support at home. Now the Kremlin hopes that such a strategy will also help the country regain its status as a global power. As global as possible, the discussions of the commercial conquest of space and romantic hopes to reach other planets resulted in a joint venture between the Russian and European space agencies. A group of volunteers will soon spend some 500 days in a special module emulating an interplanetary flight to Mars. MAKS 2007 turned out to be more than just an air show. It has become an example of how to kill two birds with one stone. The show is expected to give back to Russian citizens a sense of pride in their own country. It is also an attempt to reach out for global markets and help Russia recover its Soviet-era grandeur. Alexei Kuznetsov, CBS News, Zhukovsky Airfield near Moscow.